So, well, my friends, we have a question from a subscriber. Very, very nice. He asked me, can you play a Wilson Evolution or a Wilson Evo NXT on a rubber-like material court outside, you know? He's from Slovakia, so greetings to Slovakia. There I never was, you know. I was in Ljubljana, you know, in Slovenia. Then I drove more to Zagreb, you know, to Croatia. There I was more, but to Slovakia I never came, you know. Was in Vienna oftentimes. And so here we are in a nice place. This place will also come, you know, in the rankings, but be surprised when it comes, you know it, we are at most rings court, the most rings of all. So very nice. The sun, you know, comes up. So the thing is, that is a question. I make an extra video for you. You can answer it with yes and no, and that is the difficult part of it. You know, I show you other thing before we enter in. Here are a lot of changes. They have all put away. That was also the sport place, and now you see there is nothing anymore. The echo was over. You see all is changing here on a lot of courts, and that makes a difference in the ranking. But to the question, that depends, you know. Many people have told me, hey, your balls look so good, you know. So my friend, now we have changed the court because the echo was over and I had no chance to make something. Normally I have always 2 or 3 echoes by me, but not today. And so I had to move home, complete a longer way. And now I took both balls by me and now I went to other court. Watch, here we have it. I have them by me now, Wilson Evolution and Wilson Evo NXT. And here we are at Lovely Court, also a court in Down. Lovely Court, you know, my Lovely Court, one of the highest ranking courts which we had in the ranking a few years. But if this still is in the ranking so high, we will see, you know it. Very nice place, but also here, like on the last court, you have seen they built all new, they have put all away. And I don't know how far they will go by the other place, by the most rings court where we were before. And here you see they have all put away. The disc, that was one of the biggest discs, what we had here is away. And the big building, a traditional restaurant and on all away. And they built here a whole complex with flats and on and on and on. So here that will change completely. And I don't know how far they will go there. But this court, the vibes all will change completely here. So that it is. But now we have the balls and we go on with the question. You can say yes and no. Can you use it on rubber courts? Here we have now an asphalt. But can you use it on rubber courts? Yes and no. And that is why I make the video. So when you watch the balls now, Wilson Evolution looks like new, you know? Or very, very nice. So, and the Evo NXT looks also very, very nice. Here a little bit of a black color in, but you see, also very, very good. And so, there is a point, because some people tell me, and I heard this a lot of times, stupid indoor ball, outdoor, very, very stupid, and on, and really confronting. I'm not allowed to use an indoor ball outdoor, you know. Or in other words, hey, the balls look brand new, you have never played them out or blah blah blah, you know. You know, I'm a street baller since 1991 and I take care of my balls. And why they look so brand new? That is because I have so many balls, you know. I have around 70 balls at home and I use them only on courts where I know that they don't get damaged quick, you know. Of course, if I use them on the wrong courts, then they will get used up more quickly. Here you always have to watch, because now there was a skateboarder, I tell you that. A skateboarder who drove, and I thought why he does change from the bicycling way to the walking way. And he drove there with a longboard and had a Red Bull or what in the hand. And then immediately he bam! Then I said, what does he do? And he was driving beside a garbage, you know, with an open thing, and he tried to bam, crush it in, but he didn't get in, but with full speed, you know, bam, and then he drove again, and then the garbage lays on the floor, you know, and such people are here, you know. Normally you should teach them a lesson. Yeah, but that's another story. So, and I take care of the balls, and that is why they look brand new. But I can tell you, they both can take a punch, you know. And you know, other thing is, for example, you can watch a video. I have taken the Wilson Evolution ball, you know. I take this ball to the limit, and that was at the video Winter Edition 3 2024. You have to give, I will link it at the end of the video where you see it. Winter Edition 3 2024. There we were at the Beggar Lake court, and I put this ball into the water, you know. There were whole lakes, so high water, and it crashes in completely in the water, because I wanted to test if this ball can take it or not, you know. Will happen something. Will the panels get open up when it was completely wet? How does it perform when it was wet? And it performed very well. And you see, not much happened. And that is the thing. And then people, some say, hey, and the thing is, I don't get money for that, you know. I made around over 650 videos. I got not 1 cent. In other words, I took in money into YouTube because I have to pay for the rights for the music, you know. And there you have to pay, and I get nothing, you know. I'm not in the partner program, also not in the small one. We have now 500 subscribers for, I don't know, 1.5 months around, or 2 months. Then you can go in the small partner program, but I didn't do it, you know. So I get nothing. That is the difference to the most of all other channels. I told this once in a video. I am a street baller, you know, a street baller who makes videos and puts it into YouTube. And I am not a YouTuber who makes street ball content, because on other things you see, hey, this ball now, because it is hyped, and then here is the link, you can buy it, and blah blah blah. It's all advertisement channels, you know. I'm a street baller. So you can take them outdoor, and I have played them also, also not this, but in general, you know. If you have seen a lot of my videos, I play on 12 different services right now, you know, 12 different services. We have asphalt, smooth one and rough one. There we have to make the difference, and that is important to the balls. If you can play them, we come to the rubber courts. But there are really smooth asphalts, and this is a rougher one. For example, because here you see those stones go out, and this is all sharp, you know. But I have played those balls more often here, you know, on such a rough court. You see that, that is really. And then there are really smooth asphalt courts, you know, like the American court in summer, where you have to pay entry. That is, wow, very smooth. So 2 different services, rubber courts. There we will come by the balls then. Also rough rubber courts, which are a little bit same like here. And very smooth rubber courts, which are like butter, you know, like the other one where I have shown you at the most rings court, you know. Then we have 4 services. Then on unnatural grass, you know, gangster court and the outside courts where we have unnatural grass. Then on real grass, you know, real grass, you have seen it on the outside court, real grass, then we have 7 services. Then on gravel ground. Gangster court was gravel ground, they have changed it to unnatural grass, but we have the other court on the other side, the Hayden Woods court, you know, where I have made a video 20 years ago, what I have shown you, and now still exists with new ring. Then we have 8 services. Then on cobblestone, underground cobblestone, you know, that is, wow, the deepest underground, called the deepest, you know. And we have 9 services. Then rubber blades, you know, Watergate court, outside the 2nd highest court, real rubber blades, 1 rubber blade, another rubber blade, complete the other feeling, like no one else when you play on rubber blades, you know. Then we have 10 services, and then we have the carpets, you know, we have real tennis carpet with sand in, you know, like at No-Go court, you know, at No-Go West. No-Go East, I always change the words, I always have to think West, East. And then we have 11, and then real carpet, you know, real carpet. There we have a few courts outside, so 12 different services, and that makes all the difference which ball you can bring. And so in my thing is, I always was searching for the best ball, and now there are a lot of balls missing out, which I still need, you know. I know another 40 balls which I would need, you know, to know more about all those, you know, Tarmac PT500X, for example, Wilson Authentic Outdoor. A lot of people told me best rubber balls, I don't know. And, you know, Rawlings ball, the Rock ball, Champion sports ball, you know, different versions. There are a lot out which we would need. PG5000 Molten ball, the real NBA ball. I also want to test the real leather ball, but I think that will get scratched in, and there we come again, because normally indoor balls can get real scratches after one time playing. I tell you that. I have the NBA Ultimate from 1996, and this ball, even on rubber courts, you make one dribbling and you see a scratching, you know. And there you see that those balls you can absolutely not use. But those balls, you know, when you watch the video, Winter Edition 3 2024, what I have done to this ball, how I roughed up this ball there in the water, I think no other one has done this on YouTube where you find the video, you know. And I have done this only because of my interest. I told you, I get not 1 cent, only for me. I don't have anything. If I get a million clicks or 100 clicks or 10 clicks, it will change nothing to me, you know. And so I have done this. And here we also made winter edition videos on that rough court. And to those balls I had the 4 indoor balls, the DF1000 Legacy, the Nike Elite Championship, Wilson Evolution and Wilson Evo NXT. And this is the Evo NXT version, what I told you. I call it the European version because here you only get this, and on the other side also this. But there exists the NCAA version, you know, of the Wilson Evo NXT. There is one side Evo NXT and there stands NCAA, and that ball is a little bit different. There I also had one who called me, because I used the NCAA replica ball, and he called me goofy. Hey goofy, it's an indoor ball, you know. But he didn't recognize that it was the NCAA replica ball. And maybe he only was an indoor player in the US. We have most viewers from the US on my channel. That was my goal, and that we have, you know. And he thought maybe that is the NCAA version of the Evo NXT. No, that was the replica ball. And by the NCAA version, there they have this order. There is no barcode on, you know. That is the difference. But here I have never seen it, and most people don't know this NCAA version here. But you see, but for example, by Jada Williams, one of the best female basketball players on planet Earth, when she trains, she often has the NCAA version, you know. And one time, I tell you also, I was in a live stream by her, and I asked her what is her favorite ball, you know, and DF1000. That was interesting, but I got no answer, you know. And there I can also tell you something. Most of the professional players, they don't care much about the basketballs, or in other words, they don't know many models. We street ballers, you know, we private players who love to play private, to go outdoor or also indoor, we like to test many different balls, and we know the different balls, you know. But those professionals, they are used to 2-3 different balls which they are having in their games, then maybe the same they use by their training, and so they don't think about other balls and this and that, because they have those balls and with them they play. And when they get other balls, they say, hey, this ball does not feel like our ball at the club, you know what I mean. That is the difference. And to those balls, you know, I've played those 4 indoor balls, what I told you, DF1000, Nike Elite Championship, and those 2 balls, Evolution and Evo NXT. When I got them, I thought, hey, I play them now at the best court, you know, at the best court in town, where they maybe get not damaged. Then I see, does this work out or not? Because they always say, hey, indoor ball, you cannot use outdoor, gets damaged, this and that. And then I played them for a long time only at the best court, you know, to watch out what will happen. Because it would be stupid to come here first to an asphalt court and then you don't know how they would work out on a rubber court, and that was important to me. The best rubber court, the smoothest rubber court from all what we have, the best circumstances, and there I played them and nothing happened. They look brand new, I tell you that. Even if you have a rougher board, you know, that is with holes in, a metal board with holes, and they had nothing, you see it, they had nothing, and I played them there, you know. And so I watched out for a long time, and then I said, "Boy, great, now I know that nothing happened, no scratching, you know, the real scratch is nothing." And then I thought, now I go to a rubber court, and that was the old airport court, was a little bit of rougher rubber court, but there were the nets and nothing could happen, no stone walls between. And then I tested it out there. A little bit was, but also almost nothing, you know. And then I took it here to the lovely court and I played it here on a rough asphalt court. And also there, surprisingly, not much happened. And then you have seen it at rain, in the wet. And so mine look pretty cool, you know. Also the Baden rival and only indoor ball, you know, I took to Brennero, to Italy, you know, where we played the ball, for example, on asphalt. Also there, not much happened, ball can take a punch, and that it is. Or also an indoor ball, the Precision DF1000 from Spalding. One asked me and I took it to the hidden court, you know, in the mountains on, also in the city. And there is a very rough asphalt. There is one piece smoother and one rougher, and one is even more rougher than here, you know, with those edges out, very sharp. And I dribbled this indoor ball as much as I could and nothing happened, you know. And that is the thing, there you have to watch out if a ball gets scratches immediately or not, and these two get it not. So now a long video, but I want to make it in very details now, you know. And when you have a rubber court, you know, that is always the thing, because many think only about the service on the ground, but I tell you other thing. Most of the times it is not the service which damage the balls, it is which board you have, which ring you have, and what is the outside looking of the court. That is much more important what I have experienced, because for example, when you have a board like here, which is so thin, you see that? That is thinner than my finger, you know? And when the ball, when you shoot from here and it gets on there, I also had this here, then the ball has not a real scratch in, but the color, you know, you see silver bam, a real bam, you know what I mean, like if you paint with a parcel bam, this. And there you have to be careful, also when they have sharp edges, you never know. And that is, I always would watch first what board you have. Many told me about those iron rings, that the ball gets more roughed up quickly, you know, but I never had this experience, you know. So I don't know if there are rings which have sharp edges or on and on, but to me that made no big difference. But the thing is also, you know, I have 70 balls. I never play one ball for 3-4 months, only this ball. I play every time on the other court and every time with other balls, you know. You have seen it in the videos. So I know, because, you know, when you have a ball which you play 3 months, then it is maybe roughed up, and when you then buy a other ball and will compare it, that is not good, because the other ball is roughed up and the other one is fresh. And so I try always to have the same conditions to test them. And so that is important. And the outside, and here when people say, hey, asphalt, so stupid to play an indoor ball, but here is the best solution. Why? Because here we have a net, you know, that the ball does fall out there, but an open net, you know, and the net has nothing sharp, you know, there can nothing happen much. Here we have grass and no stones or such things, and here it is open up, and here we also have a net where nothing can happen. And so when the ball falls out, there are no sharp things, you know, like on other courts there are those stone walls, you know, and then when the ball gets there, then you have a scratching. And that is very important, how it looks outside, because the ball always will fall to a net or some things, you know. Also what I told you, when you have those sharp things in the nets, and here nothing can happen. And so this rougher asphalt had made no difference, you know. And I've played all 4 back then there a lot of times. And so on rubber courts, you know, in generally I will tell you, when you only choose one ball, when this ball, Evolution or NCAA, the Evo NXT version, when this is your only ball, what you want, then I would say no, don't do it. Because with one ball it will get roughed up, you know. And there is also a difference when you play those balls indoor, you know. I'm not an indoor player, but I have seen it. Then they look other as if you would play those balls only outdoor. They will get roughed up, but there also they get a feeling, some balls like the DF1000, what I have, it has a other feeling now as it would be new, but still that is very nice, you know. But an indoor player would say, hey, no, that is completely other now than you have an DF1000 indoor. But only one ball, this is your only choice, no. Because there I would go with an indoor-outdoor ball like an DF500 XL or a Tarmac 900X, you know, the BT900X. Because they last a bit longer, you know. But I told you, when you have, for example, we have here many courts, you know. I've played on over 74 courts in 1 year, you know. Over 74 courts, you know. These are around every 5th day you have to play on the other court for the whole year, you know. When you make this, you know, and I know here over 120 courts. I've shown you over 100 courts here in my federal state, you know. And the best solution would be 5 balls, you know. When someone has the money and has different courts in town, a cheap rubber ball, one of the best rubber balls, a middle composite outdoor ball, indoor-outdoor ball, one of the best composite indoor-outdoor balls like DF500 XL, and one indoor ball. Because with those 5 balls, then the balls will not get roughed up quickly, you know. Because then you take the lowest rubber ball by stupid conditions, when it was raining, when there is dirt in, stones in, then you use that, you know. It will get roughed up, but no problem, it is the cheapest rubber ball. And on and on and on, you know. And the best ball, indoor ball, like me, because I want also to have the experience from indoor balls, because I never play indoor, you know. The last time that was 1995 with the molten ball, you know. I've shown you a picture of that 1 time or 2 times. But I want the same experience, and so I find a solution, and you see that it works. They look brand new, and I can play them and have a lot of pleasure because they feel completely other, and that is the point. The way, what my goal was to search the best ball out there, which is the best ball, and the way there to the best ball went always more and more to the other side. What is the best ball for you? What you want to feel, you know? That is more important, because the best ball here is maybe a other ball than the best ball on the rubber court, or the best ball on the gravel ground court, or in winter the balls jump lower. There you need a other ball, for example. Then in summer, when it has 30 degrees, the balls, because rubber is in, they jump much higher, you know, than in winter. And then you need a other ball, because in winter, when you have this ball which jumps then good, you need a ball which jumps normally higher. But when you take this ball in summer, this is too high. Or when you have a court which have walls, no net, and the ball jumps always over those walls, then I would take a lower ball, you know. And so the other part is, what do you like? For me, for example, I enjoy all of my balls, but sometimes I say, well, when I wake up, well, today I like a soft feeling, with a little bit channels, I take the Nike Elite Championship, because today this feeling I love. And on the other day I say, I like a harder ball, and I take the DF1000 ball, you know. Or so this is all by feelings, and I enjoy that, and that is much more important than the best ball, you know. That is what I, in my years of journey to the best ball, it went to other side. But still we need balls. And so when you have a rubber court, it depends. Is it a rough rubber court? Is this rubber like those stones with, you know, so really, really rough? Like if you have a jacket and you would put it in here, would you do that? Or would you say, boy, no, that is so rough, it would get damaged? Or have you this rubber which is like butter? When you do this with the jacket, nothing would happen. Only dirt, but no scratches, nothing damaged. And when you have this smooth rubber cord, then those balls will get no problem, you know. But what do you have outside? Like here, grass, a net where nothing happens, you know, then you can do it. But when you have only one ball, I would not do it, you know. I don't recommend those indoor balls. Only if you say, hey, I have one ball, a composite ball, indoor, outdoor, but I also want the experience of the indoor ball, then you can take it and then you use it on your best court. Depends on how many courts you have. You say you have one court there. I know some people only have one court, you know, at their town. And I come from a complete different era. I had no court, you know. Dribbling to us was unimportant, you know, in the early 90s, 1991, 1990. And so when we got our first ring, of course, I told this, there were courts, but they were far away, there was no internet. You didn't know that, yeah, the airport court, but as a kid, the complete other side of the town, you came there, I don't know, once a month or, you know. And so when we got this ring, in the street, a real street, I learned it in the street, where there was a stone wall, a rough stone wall. This would be smooth against this stone wall, you know, then you can imagine. And there was a rusty ring in the stone wall, and there were cars parking, there were the cars driving and their cars, and there we played, and that was fantastic. We have now a ring, that was the biggest thing. And when I come from this era, it doesn't matter what court I have, I take all courts, you know, because to me I always think back that would be every court like here, what it is the best thing ever, you know. And we played with footballs, you know. In Italy I played on a court because I didn't have a basketball, I played with a beach volleyball or a football, you know. I wished I had the cheapest rubber ball. Back then that was other, you know, especially as a child. And so, but you have seen it. They are both very, very good. But I tell you also, people who like this ball maybe not like this ball. And people who like this ball will maybe not like this ball, you know. But they are both very, very good, you know. They have the beveling in the lines, you know. Very nice feeling. Also here, but a bit different. And yeah, so my thing is, if you get, this is most of the times very expensive, 90 euro plus minus. This ball maybe you can get for 50 euro around, you know, plus minus, you know, then it is worth a try, but it depends on your court, you know. But in general, I will take an indoor-outdoor ball, high quality ball. There you have longer fun, and you know, when you play only this one ball, they get roughed up, you know, much quicker than they look here now. But you see, to me, I found the perfect way to enjoy those indoor balls for a long time. Always think in an intelligent way, you know. Yeah, and that it is. So I hope you find the right decision. It was nice to talk about balls. Be surprised which ranking this court will have at 2025 and which court will be number one, you know. And then we will also make this one day with the outside courts, you know, because they are much more. And they are, you know, when you watch here, I know everywhere the courts, you know, to the end of the mountains, you know. I know here more courts than anyone else in the whole city. In the last 40 years I have played on more courts than anyone else. And so when I watch, I know in every single part, I know the courts. And every time when I watch to a mountain, there, I know everywhere the courts. And so I think, and that is the same with balls. You know, sometimes I want to go there on this area of the mountain, on this court. No, then I want to take an asphalt court or there. And so this is, which is the best court, you know. To me, I always want to go to other things, but to enjoy it now there or there, outside, inside, you know. that is, because I know the chords, I know on which time you have to come, like here now, and then to enjoy that. That is the pleasure, you know. And then sometimes I play 3 chords in one day, you know. I have also done this only because I like it, you know. I play 10 minutes, 15 minutes here, then an hour on the other side, then I walk to the other thing, so the whole day, that it is. And then you have your balls by you, which you like today. That is to me the enjoyment. That is really, really nice. And then you know which chord can take such a ball or not, and then you know it, you know. When you have experienced that, then that is why my balls look all very good, you know. And for example, I have the NCAA replica, the old version, the solution version. I have for the roughest things, I use them underground, you know. We train underground, summer and winter. We have the underground tunnels, you know, the deepest, and the cobblestone place. Then we have also, don't forget the concrete, you know, concrete. We also have underground, that is smooth like butter, you know. Not the asphalt, the concrete, we have forgotten this, you know. And so that is always nice, you know, to enjoy that. That is the thing, you have to enjoy that so much. Doesn't matter if you are good, not if you can make tricks, or if you are a club player with the tactics and strategies nowadays, you know. Or for example, I don't play those quick crossovers, you know, with the movement. Why? Because in my opinion you damage your knees by that, you know, for when you do that a long time, you know. I'm doing that since 1991, you know. Now we have 2025. Now I'm still playing, I still can make things, but I don't look out for those when you there, boom, you know, those. That I think when you do that for 15-20 years plus, you see that on some players, you know, when they walk, when they are 40-50 years, the walking is completely different. I don't know, so I want to enjoy that forever, you know, for a long time. And so also when I play, I never play 100%, you know. Here now I could play 100%. It is dry, the grass is dry, and now I cannot slip out. Here is nothing when I jump where I can crush to. Here it would be perfect now, you know. But as a street baller, 90%, I never give 100%. I run slower than I could, I jump slower than I could. When I go to the ring, I jump not that high. These are all those things, you know. Because then I don't get damaged, you know, I don't slip out. And that is the best way. Street ball. So, we will go on with the next chord next time. Until then, bye and ciao.